I think that you should watch this intro. All right, Ham Radio 2.0 episode, whatever it says right there. Should be somewhere in the neighborhood of 136, maybe 137, depending on how I... But if it's neither one of those, then it's whatever it says right there. You know, okay, so that's the thing. Hey, check this out. DMRtexas.net. It's our new t-shirts to promote DMRtexas.net, which is our website for all information about DMR in the state of Texas. Doesn't matter whether you're connected to a Seabridge or to Brandmeister, what radio you've got. We share code plugs. We've got all the repeater information up. We post stuff here, stuff there, everywhere. So if you're interested in DMR in the state of Texas, visit DMRtexas.net. You can purchase these t-shirts, which help us support the website and help us support the Seabridges and these t-shirts are for sale at GrapevineAmateurRadio.com. I have them in gray and in red. These are the new hats I got. Look at that. I've had this hat's a special one. I've only got a couple of these, but I've had this hat in gray for a long time, which I still have, but these are maroon. Look at this. That's pretty cool, huh? I had a friend of mine design that for me. Ham radio operators were created because smartphone users need heroes. Those are for sale at GrapevineAmateurRadio.com also. Welcome to Ham Radio 2.0. My name's Jason. I'm KC5HWB. 3-year anniversary today. You'll notice this episode is airing on Wednesday instead of Monday. Wednesday, May 2nd. 3 years ago today, I put up my episode number 2, which was the first episode to ever be named Ham Radio 2.0. So those of you who might be new, because I've got a lot more subscribers now than I did at this time last year, the basic short version of the story is I ran a website called GrapevineAmateurRadio.com, which is still in existence, and it's for radio sales. I used to sell sell mostly Chinese radios. There's some Kenwoods and ICOMs on there too, not as much as there used to be. But I used to sell the TYT TH9800. I don't really sell that radio anymore because the sales have slowed way down on it. Most of what I have on there now is DMR stuff. But the TH9800, when it came out, everyone was confused on the programming. So I kept getting a bunch of phone calls and emails. How do you do this? How do you do this? I don't understand how to program it. What people didn't realize was that, number one, it was a direct copy of the Yaesu FT8900, so all the menus were actually Yaesu menus, or copies of Yaesu menus. It wasn't a Chinese thing. Everybody was blaming the Chinese for a confusing menu, but it's all from Yaesu. So I put up a video on YouTube. It was very low rent, very low budget. Very low budget. I hand wrote cue cards on pieces of paper and held them in front of the camera. I filmed the whole thing from my phone. I didn't have a microphone. All ambient audio. So that's episode 1. So I put that up somewhere around September of 2014, and it was titled How to Program Your TYT TH9800 radio. Got a lot of really good hits and feedback on that video. In fact, I think it is still, if it's not the video with the most hits, then it's in the top 5 still. And that was 3.5 years ago now. So after I put that up, it got such a successful feedback, positive feedback, I started throwing around the idea and of creating my own show, and I started looking at other shows out there. Of course, everyone's heard of Ham Nation. Ham Nation's over some people's heads. I kind of gear my show more towards the beginner or the learner, somebody who wants to expand their knowledge of amateur radio. That's why I have a technician class and a general class up. Working on a CW class right now. Still hopeful to find someone who will let me record an extra class. So those two things are in the works. Well, there is actually an extra class in the works, but it may not be ready till the end of 2018, so we'll see how that goes. So around March or April of 2015, I came up with the name Ham Radio 2.0. I did find Gary Pierce's show, Ham Radio Now. I found AmateurRadioLogic.tv, And at the time, I think that was all I was watching. Now I'm watching those. I catch most of Gary's quit now. He's handed his show off to this guy named David. Ham Radio Now is still in existence, but Gary's not doing it now. AmateurRadioLogic.tv, I've run into those guys a couple of different shows. They're really nice guys. Ham Radio Concepts, my friend Eric, I've met up with him the last 2 years at Orlando Hamcation. That's a really great show. K6 UDA Radio, Bob out of California, he puts on a pretty good show. He's real funny. He's fun to listen to. There's a couple other ones out there I'm probably forgetting. I don't watch Ham Nation much. Ham Nation's a great show if you follow that area of amateur radio. But it's a good show. A lot of people like Ham Nation. I'll catch one every now and then, but I'm not a regular viewer on that show. So I came up with the name Ham Radio 2.0 to say, okay, what's new in amateur radio? What's newer about it? What's next? What are some of the new radios coming out? What are some of the new modes being used? This is not amateur radio. This is not amateur radio of 1950, 1960, 1970. This is amateur radio of 2018, 2019, 2020. What's next? So that's why I came up with Ham Radio 2.0. And I came up with that name, and I put up my second episode, which was the episode, the first episode I put up with actual name. It was Ham Radio 2.0 Episode 2, and it was a forum presentation that Kent, WA5YXS, and myself gave at one of the local clubs here for DMR. And then I went back and renamed my TYT episode to Ham Radio 2.0 Episode 1. It's still the same video, I just renamed it on YouTube. And from there, it's been progressively getting better in quality. You can support me in this endeavor by going to patreon.com/ham radio. There are options there for monthly donations. $1 a month, $12 annually. That's, if I could get 500 hams, 1,000 hams to give me $1 a month, man, I could do this full time. That might be a little bit far-reaching. It'd be too much of a stretch, but it could happen. You never know. Yeah, something like that. It'd be a good start anyway. So, but you can support me at patreon.com. You can find my website livefromthehamshack.tv. You can find me on just go to YouTube and search for Ham Radio 2.0. I post most of my stuff on QRZ. My Facebook page is facebook.com/Ham Radio 2. And I've had a really fun time doing this. A really fun time meeting a bunch of people, going to ham fests, shaking people's hand who said, man, I watch your show. I got a good use out of this episode or this episode. Let me pull that down. All right, that's better. It was bothering me. I was seeing it in the thing there. That's my phone ringing, and I'm not going to answer it because I'm in the middle of recording a video. So anyway, that's a brief, not as brief as I intended it to be, history on this show. So that first episode, which was episode number 2, which was the first episode I ever put the name on, was posted on May 2nd of 2015. So today is my 3-year anniversary, and as I've done the last 2 years, it's become a tradition, I'm going to give away a radio. Look at that. That's the TYT MD9600 dual band DMR and analog mobile radio GPS version. I haven't even used one of these yet. I've got another one of these in there for myself. If you have any questions about this radio, I've got a couple of different videos up on it. This is the version 3, the newest hardware that's out there, where they have fixed all the issues. The version 1 had a bunch of, about 75% of them had issues. It wasn't every radio, but it was the majority of them. And then they had a version 2 that was never in production that they had sent to a bunch of dealers to test, and then they made a few minor changes between version 2 and version 3, and this is the version 3 radio. So I'm going to give that away. And the way you can be entered into a drawing for this radio is to go to livefromthehamshack.tv, find this episode, comment on it, and comment with a link where you have shared this video on social media. So you can share the link to the YouTube video, or you can share the Facebook post that will be put up, or the Twitter post. So take that link you share on your Twitter account or your Facebook account or wherever you share it, Instagram, whatever, QRZ, whatever. Take that link you share and post that link in the comments section of my website at livefromthehamshack.tv, and just say, hey, my name's Dave, here's my call sign, here's the link. There you go. So share the video wherever you can, and then share the link to your share with me, and you'll be entered into the drawing, and I'll do a random number generator as I did last time. Hey guys, thank you very much for watching. This has been a fun time for me. I'm looking forward to seeing where the show goes. And about 2 weeks from now, I'll be in Dayton. That's one of the cool things about my anniversary is it comes right before Dayton every year. Looking very forward to Dayton this year. Might end up doing an on-the-road video to Dayton. We'll see, because I'm actually driving this year, which I'm looking forward to also. So come see me at the Bridgecom booth in Dayton, same place as last year. I don't know if we'll be at the same table, but I'll be with Bridgecom like I was last year. And thanks for subscribing. Comment on the video. Find me on Facebook. Find me on Patreon. Find me on Twitter and Instagram. And hopefully we'll see you at a Hamfest sometime or on the air. 73 KC5HWB, and I'll be clear.
This has been Ham Radio 2.0, a YouTube production by KC5HWB. Visit our website at www.livefromthehamshack.tv. Please also stop by our Facebook page at fb.me/hamradio2. Be sure and subscribe here on YouTube to keep up with all the new videos that are posted nearly every Monday. 73s everyone, and thanks for watching.